Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Joe Oriani, and I'm your host for the next 10 to 20 minutes, bringing you exciting news, opinions, and whatever else I feel like talking about during this particular podcast. Now, first of all, I will have to tell you this. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the countries that are supporting me. So I'm going to give you, there's 22 countries, and I'm very happy with that, believe me. Not a lot from all of them, but there are some. But my top 10 countries are as follows, beginning with number one and going down to 10. It would be Sweden, number one, United States, two, Brazil, three, United Kingdom, four, Germany, five, Canada, six, Ireland, seven, Australia, eight, Switzerland, nine, and Bangladesh is three. There are a whole lot more, but those are the top 10. I want to thank you all for listening. Even the ones I did not mention, please tell your friends to come and listen. I know I ran right for 15 minutes, but it's fun, and who the hell knows what's going to come out of my mouth? You never know. Now, I have to tell you, if you want to get hold of the show or be on the show, there's two ways to reach me, and I do respond. You go to my website, www.truthchat.fun, or you can email me at joeorianipodcast@yahoo.com. If you have anything you want to discuss, maybe a difference of opinion or an opinion that you agree with me and you have your own version of what you want to say, you are welcome to do that. We will do a Zoom call. Sorry, I'm tired. Anyway, now the title of this particular episode today is called One Ring-a-Dingy, Two Ring-a-Dingy, Three Ringy Boom. Now, whether you like Israel or not, you have to tip your hat to the way they're handling this particular war. It had to take a lot of planning, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of future thinking, because this has to go way back to give Hamas and leaders in Lebanon and the Houthis and whoever else is running around there crazy pages with explosions in them. So if it rang, boom. And then they gave them cell phones. They had cell phones with explosions in it. Boom. Now, our CIA is probably very jealous of that because they couldn't do something like that and get away with it. But I think it's amazing. The ingenuity for this war, it's great. I mean, you never know. So anyway, hats off to them. And right now they're planning to launch ground operations in Lebanon at any moment. But the Lebanese army withdraws. Oh, now Narala, the guy who they just killed, he suffered in agony from toxic fumes inside the bunker. Now, let's think about all the people he killed. And now Ukraine says it struck a cache of Iranian weapons in Russia. The world is on the brink of war, people. I keep telling you that, but nobody seems to live it. We are so close, so close. Okay, according to the New York Post, it seems that they're reporting that the Hezbollah chief suffocated in agony from toxic fumes inside the bunker. Now, the medical and security officials who pulled Nasrallah, or whatever his name is, body out of the hole in southern Beirut, however, told Ruckus he was most likely killed by blunt force trauma to internal explosions. You know what? The New York Times is weeping for Hassan and shows how deep the media rot runs. And then you got Biden telling Israel not to invade Lebanon after killing the Hezbollah leader. He's yelling, ceasefire now. Man, Joe, what is wrong with you? So anyway, that's what's going on in Israel for the most part. And right now we should know more in the next couple of days. Let's talk about the hurricane that we had here in the United States. South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. We got decimated. Tampa got decimated. But We live in Florida and hurricanes is the way of life. I think there's another one on its way. They ruined my fishing weekend. But anyway, hopefully we don't get another one. And Biden gets testy when pressed on Helene response as Americans stranded without water and power, saying that's all they could do. Yet former President Trump went down to Georgia and bought supplies and stuff and then left real quick. I don't understand this government sometimes. I don't even know who, like I told you last time, it's still who's president, not Joe. So that's how that's gonna work out. There was a lot of flooding, dams were broke, and now apparently salt water is making electric cars blow up. And hurricane looters hit Trump merchandise store. You know what? You want me to buy an electric car? Well, actually, you should give it to me because I can't afford one. But then it gets stuck in the snow. It doesn't start. The snow too deep. You get salt water hits it by accident. Boom! Fire in a hole. Uh, and Chris Christopherson died. Okay. Did you know that Obama deported more illegals than Trump and bought and built more border wall? So we shall see. Anyway, that's enough of that for the moment. Let's get on to something that really, really interesting. You have the vice presidential debate coming up tomorrow. That should be something. That should be fun to watch. I'm pretty sure Vance can handle himself. The other guy, I don't know where he is. He's like Kamala, he disappears. Um, and they say it's 35 days to save it all. Musk says the last election for USA. You know what? It probably is if they get in. Why? Why would you vote them in? I keep saying that over and over again. Now, it comes to a point that when this thing is over with, they'll be going on, if Donald Trump wins, they'll be going on about him for 4 years. So there's plenty to talk about. I will not defend him in every case. If he's wrong, I will tell you he's wrong. If Kamala Harris gets in, I will tell you she's wrong from the day she puts her hand on the Bible and says, "So help me God." So, anyway, with all that being said, let's talk about Russia for a moment. That little shrimp in Russia was Putin. He's 70-something years old. He should be dying soon, hopefully. But anyway, apparently I just read a article where Russia sends in wild wolves into Ukraine. They're getting desperate because the people don't want to go. And dramatic video shows the Kremlin fighter jet flying dangerously close to aircraft off Alaska. Now, they're playing with fire and somebody's going to get burnt. And then, of course, Putin ordered another 133,000 soldiers to fight on the front line. Hey, what does this world come to, people? I mean, I don't get it. And you know what the sad part is? That most people don't know what's going on because they don't check. The one thing I told you, I'll never be politically correct. I'll never lie to you. I'll read you the story. I'll tell you the headlines, give my own opinion. And there's absolutely no reason to lie because I'm talking to myself anyway. But when you check out a story, whether I say something or somebody else says something, no matter who they are, check it out. Don't believe everything you read, you do or hear. I remember when I was growing up, it was always said, don't believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. And that is very true. If you don't check it out for yourself, then, you're kind of dumb. Now, for all the people who are overseas, I know I go on about these elections for now, but that will change soon. And the devastation here with everything else. I guess I should say that when I talked about Trudeau a couple weeks ago, I lost a lot of views in Canada, but you know what? Like I said, I speak the truth. So anyway, I would hate to be in town. 1,000 tourists. Oh, here, West Africa. Speaking of overseas, almost 1,000 tourists struck down by a mysterious stomach bug while taking legal action against luxury hotels while staying on the west coast of Africa, country of Cape Verde. So you never know what's going on here. Never know overseas. I usually would like to talk about overseas a little bit more, but like I said, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place right now because I got to get this 45 days election. Let's please, or 35 days. Let's please get it over. If Donald Trump loses, who knows? All right, so that's about it for today. We are expecting another hurricane. I don't know which way it's going to go. Oh, who knows? Anyway, that is about it. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I think tomorrow is the deadline for a port strike in all the ports on the East Coast. If that happens, well, there goes your Christmas gifts. Prices will go up. They were offered a 33% raise, which, by the way, I don't think is really bad at all. But they want automation stopped because they lose jobs that way. But I remember people, smart people saying, well, automation is good. Yeah, well, now it ain't. It's taking jobs. And people realize that. But anyway, again, everybody, remember this, if you're not laughing, you're not living. And I want you all to have a nice day, a nice week, and presidential debate is tonight, vice presidential debate is tonight, and I'll see what reviews I can get. By the way, I did go fishing last week. You can see on the side of my face, I got like 2nd-degree burns because I'm stupid. I didn't put any suntan lotion or sunscreen on because I think I'm macho. I'm actually an idiot. Anyway, enough of that. Again, I'd like to say thank you for listening. Please tell your friends. And remember, if you want to reach out, it's www.truthchat.fun or Joe Oriani Podcast at yahoo.com. You can find me on Facebook or X. You can find me on Instagram. So anyway, have fun, people, because I know I will.
You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. I just wanna be there when you're lonely and you scared, finding yourself in a place that is nowhere, and everything piling up ready to hit the fan, and the outcome's about to be real bad. Look, I know how it feels. I got a lot of questions, and to a lot of them I still haven't found the answers. They say read between the lines, I even read it backwards. Then you're still confused and emotions are massive. But you figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. It ain't never gon' stop. This is how the journey goes. It's just gon' be another survival kit. I got some knowledge, I'm just giving you a bit. Something you can listen to even if you're lit. A message in the bottle, well, you this figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes.